Jerry also getting a little word in.
Let's take a look at the weather as we battle in the Central Division. 83 degrees, humidity 68%, chance of rain, but there's always a chance of rain popping up from time to time in this area. And there's Mike McMahon, who will make his first NFL start. He's come in and given the Lions a little surge of electricity in the fourth quarter of the last two games, but now it's his after the season-ending shoulder separation suffered by Charlie Batch last week in Chicago. And then there's Brad Johnson. One of the more accurate passers in the NFL. Not much of a deep threat anymore, but he has been good at throwing the football this season for Tampa Bay.
Yeah, he's throwing about 65% completion, and he's brought in here to do exactly what he's been doing. One thing they want to do is throw more touchdown passes. Get the ball into the end zone.
Well, one of these days, this particular note will be useless. They've not returned a kickoff for a touchdown in their franchise history. This will be kickoff received number 1530. And it will leave the foot. Jason Hansen with Frank Murphy waiting deep. Is he the guy? Trying to find it in the sun. Murphy is crushed. Brought down at the 22, and that's where Tampa Bay will start with it. Brock Olivo, backup fullback from the University of Missouri, a special team star, made the stop. Who leads the league in pass attempts? It's Brad Johnson. The offensive line trying to protect Brad Johnson. It hasn't been good. They've allowed 39 sacks, third most in the NFL. It includes a left tackle, the rookie Kenyatta Walker. Backs and receivers, Jaquez Green, Keyshawn Johnson, the receivers, Warwick Dunn and Mike Allstott in the backfield. We'll see a lot of Jameel Cook. And Dave Moore is starting at tight end. This is done. And that's nothing. Over the right side. And a good start for the Detroit defense. And I think it's high time we meet that Detroit defense, don't you? Up front, the group, including the rookie, Sean Rogers, Robert Porcher, the all-time sacks leader for the Detroit franchise. He is at the left end spot. The linebackers, Chris Claiborne down in the middle. Stephen Boyd out for the rest of the season with a bad neck. And the defensive backs, Fair and Light on the corners. Bryant Westbrook, their best, will get in there quite a bit today. The safeties, Lamar Campbell and Kurt Schultz. Second down and 10. Out of the backfield. That's Warwick Dunn. He gets to the 29. That's it. Third down coming up for Tampa Bay. Tackled by Barrett Green.
You know, we started off talking today about how they have to improve the running game. The first down, they gained no yards. They always had a problem here in Tampa, trying to work in Warwick Dunn and Mike Allstott. And they start them both together today just to get them both warmed up, to get in the flow of the game, to get the butterflies out, you know, to get them a little bit feel for the game. But as the first quarter wears on, we're going to see a lot more Mike Allstott at the tailback position.
First quarter has been ugly for Tampa Bay. They've scored only one touchdown all season. The opening quarter. Third down and 3. Second throw of the day, and that's done, and he is brought down just short of a first down.
Well, that's been the problem here in Tampa, is they just can't start fast. And here in the opening drive, 3 plays and out. Never able to get into a rhythm early in the game. Find Warwick Dunn out in the flat, but well tackled by Barrett Green. Trying to strip that ball, but big factor was he brought him down short of the first down mark.
Desmond Howard waiting for this punt from Mark Royals. Beautiful punt. Fair catch by Howard, one of the best in the business. Not with fair catches, but with returns. And Detroit will start with it at their own 24. And here comes Mike McMahon. A few last words of advice from his head coach, Marty Morningweg, and away we go. First start. What a place to make that first start against this Buccaneer defense in this stadium. The offensive line has not been good for Detroit. They've allowed 45 sacks, most in the NFL. Jeff Backus, the rookie left tackle. Scotty Anderson, the rookie wideout, had a rough day last week in Chicago. Three-step drop, quick throw, and it's batted down by Rice. Let's look at that Tampa defense, which has been coming on of late. They've forced 12 turnovers the last 4 games, amassed 14 sacks, picked off 6 up front. 4 former first-round draft picks. The linebackers are quick and active. Derek Brooks, a great cover linebacker, and the secondary anchored by that safety, the strong safety John Lynch. 2nd and 10. Deeper drop. Good throw and a completion out to the 40 to Johnny Morton. Mike McMahon has a strong arm.
And you know what? I think his coach has confidence in him, and he showed that coming out throwing the football to start this game. Right there, Tampa went to their cover 3. They walked John Lynch up to really be a spy that time on Mike McMahon because of his ability to get outside the pocket. He got one-on-one coverage on the outside and connected.
Lamont Warren lines up. A split end position. Now he's in motion. And that's the first carry of the day for Stewart. Brought down by middle linebacker Jamie Duncan after he got a couple.
You know, just looking at Mike McMahon here and just looking at his body language here, you know, we said that he had to calm down, and he's come out and he's been calm. He's delivered. I mean, I think one thing that Detroit wants to do is get him into an early rhythm, so it's been 3-step and throw it.
He hasn't done a lot of winning. Look back at his last 2 years in college and then the 0-11 start this year for the Lions. Handoff to the fullback, Schlesinger. He crossed the 45, brought down at the 46. A gain of 3.
He knows how to unbutton the chin strap after play and kind of relax yourself. Body language is good sometimes. Getting the play in, I mean, you're just looking at the simple things right here. Getting in the huddle, getting the play out, getting the ball from center. And I think a lot of that is the fact that he's played the last 5 weeks. And I think Marty Morningway took a lot of heat for playing him when they were trying to win a game and resting Charlie Batch, but it's going to pay off now.
Shot of Batch, who's out with a separated right shoulder. 3rd down and 4. Here come the Buccaneers. Looked like an option play, and it never developed. Climbing the back of McMahon was Anthony McFarland, a loss of 1, and time for the Lions to punt.
Yeah, and Tampa Bay was waiting on that, too. They walked John Lynch right up in the line of scrimmage that time. Ran him right. There's Lynch right up here. Coming up right here in this spot. And he's coming up just for the run. They ran right into it.
Let him go! Let's
like
go!
that audible out of that.
Carl Williams waiting for the punt from Araguz back around the 5. And it's Brock Olivo who makes the stop yet again. Tampa Bay, their 2nd possession. They'll start with it at their own 14. Glad you're with us here in Tampa.
さあライオンズも手詰まりましてパントに変わりました。さあ、マクマーンどうでしょうか。
そうですね、1個フックのパターンですか。
はい、
綺麗に2プレー目ですね。はい。
Oh, this place is just dripping with atmosphere. Some might call it the Tiffany of the new stadiums. Raymond James Stadium. Man, they put this thing together and it has some life to it.
You know, I was here for the Super Bowl last year, and it was just the best atmosphere for the biggest game on earth.
Jameel Cook is in the backfield now with Allstott lined up as the tailback, and a delayed handoff to Allstott. He gets to the 15. Gain of a couple, and Robert Porcher was there to bring him down.
And there's the lineup that we thought we would see here early in this game. Jameel Cook, the rookie fullback, Allstott out there at tailback. And part of the thinking is Tampa Bay's had way too many negative runs. Last week, they had 10 runs of their 30 that went for negative yardage. So Allstott gives them that forward lean. He's going to give them at least a couple, put them in a better 2nd down situation.
Dunn is back in. Allstott lines up wide to the left at the top of your screen. 2nd down and 8. Over the middle, wide open. The tight end Moore, and he's got a 1st down. Let's go quickly out to Los Angeles to JB for a game break. Thanks, JB. NFC Central Division standings. Green Bay wins that game. Both will be 9-3, but Green Bay will have swept the season series from the Bears. 1st down and 10 for Tampa. Allstott hurdled one would-be tackler, and then he's bent backward as he gets to the 27-yard line. Lamar Campbell, the strong safety, up to make the stop after a 1-yard gain.
You know, the other factor here in the running game not being productive here so far this year is the offensive line. And really, I think the thing that's confusing is this by far is the most athletic group that they've ever had. Number 1 pick, Kenyatta Walker at left tackle, and Kosi Coleman, last year's number 2 pick. Most athletic group, but yet not playing well as a group in either the running game or protecting Brad Johnson.
2nd and 9. Johnson has time, throws, and it's caught. Jacquez Green lost his shoe, but he got the football, and he gets a Tampa Bay first down.
Came right out of his shoe on the break. That's weird, landing on one shoe and then 1 sock. Then you can't get the shoe back on. Here's working on Todd Light. Nice move off the line of scrimmage to get separation. Such a nice day. You feel like playing in your socks out here today.
Why not?
They need to get more production from the off receiver, opposite of Keyshawn Johnson. Jacquez Green, great start last week, had 7 catches in the game. They got him involved early.
Brad Johnson started 4 for 4. This is all stop. Hit as he got to the line of scrimmage and gained about 1.5 yards.
The only team they seem to run well against is Minnesota, but then I think everybody runs well against Minnesota. And it seems like the only team that the Bucs ever blow out or don't hang around in the 4th quarter with is the Vikings. And a lot of that is Tony Dungy's philosophy brought from Pittsburgh and Chuck Noll. Really, it's not what you do, it's how you do it, and then do the fundamental things well.
2nd and 8. Plenty of time again. Good catch by Moore, and then he lost it. Incomplete pass. Had it for a moment. Claiborne was on his back, and Dave Moore couldn't hang on.
Dave Moore, kind of questionable day coming in. He missed a couple of days of practice with the hip injury suffered in the overtime win against Cincinnati last week. But leads this team in touchdowns. Touchdown receptions with 3 this year.
7th play of the drive coming up. 6 defensive backs are in the lineup for Detroit. And it's 3rd and 8.
Keyshawn right here in the slot.
Detroit backs out of the blitz. Johnson has all day. Not anymore. Goodbye, Brad Johnson, and hello to James Hall.
The 40th sack of the year for Brad Johnson. Most sacked quarterback in the league. And you're going to see the coverage down the field. Bryant Westbrook, the 3rd cornerback, right on Jacquez Green. He's got him plastered there, smothered. Keyshawn was double teamed in the slot. Brad Johnson waited as long as he could. Covered sack.
Plastered, smothered, held. All of the above. Desmond Howard getting to the sideline, getting to the 25, where he's forced out of bounds by Shelton Quarles. It's a beautiful day. It's a beautiful day.
の攻撃です。さあ、タンパベイちょっとリズム出てきたんですが、ここという爪が甘かったようですね。
そうですね。はい、残念でしたね。
あれ結局ポケットも。
Tampa Bay Buccaneers have won 2 in a row for the first time this season, and Monty Kiffin, the outstanding defensive coordinator for Tampa Bay, has gone without a hat the last 2 games. Evidently not superstitious.
No, it was a bad haircut, I think. He got the haircut on Friday. I don't think he liked the trim.
If you're follically challenged like me, a hat's a good idea on a day like this. As James Stewart crosses the 25, gets to the 27.
Lead the ball.
And there's Warren Sapp getting up talking. And you know that Warren Sapp's going to continue talking and continue talking and talk a lot to the rookie quarterback, Mike McMahon.
Well, he was talking 3 hours before the game, you know, and he's the guy that kind of gets everything going up front. But he's going to try to get in the rookies' ear. I mean, legendary matchups with Brett Favre, of course, in the Battle of the Bays, but that's part of his game, get into the psyche of the quarterback.
2nd down and a long 7. McMahon rolling out, throwing on the run. Wow, what a try and a catch by Johnny Morton. One-handed, and what a help that is to the rookie quarterback.
You know what? Everybody has to kind of pick up their game when you get a rookie quarterback. Everybody has to play a little bit better. Watch Simeon Rice. He's going to be the spy on this play. If McMahon decides to run, 97's coming. Bump it right to the highlight reel. I know there's not a lot in Detroit this year, but bump that right to the highlight reel. That'll make the highlights this evening.
Quick snap, quick throw, and it's batted back. As big Anthony McFarland got his hands up and knocked it down after it left the hand of McMahon.
Well, that's the second block pass today by McMahon. You know, the guys were getting their hands up, getting in the passing lanes. But he set his foot like he was throwing the ball from center field and trying to reach home plate. Big windup that time, and the windup, I think, gave the throw away, and McFarland was able to get the hand up.
McMahon has started 2 of 4 for 33 yards. Second and 10. Happy feet. And now McMahon's on his back. Simeon Rice, number 6 on the year.
Little indecision. He tried to settle the feet, but he slipped going back, and he never was able to regain his balance. See, they wanted to make it a 3-step drop and throw it, but the receivers were covered. Look, and these Buccaneer rushers now, I mean, they want to try to keep everything in front of them. They want to keep McMahon in front of them, so they've got to be aware of him getting outside the pocket. You saw that time, no line stumps, straight rush, keep McMahon in front.
40 consecutive games now for Tampa Bay with at least 1 sack, the longest streak in the league. Lamont Warren's going to get near midfield, but a full 5 yards shy of a first down. Simeon Rice was there to climb his back after a gain of 10 in time for Detroit to punt.
And probably a good decision on 3rd and 15 like that, just to hand the ball off, get some yards, give it back to the defense, who's played well so far this game and played well a week ago against in a loss to Chicago.
I see you.
Carl Williams already has 1 punt return for a touchdown this season against Detroit. Aragouz. Good high hanging punt. Great effort. Wow. And they are getting together to make the call. Did it hit in the end zone or on the line?
Little discussion.
And it's a touchback.
Keith Ferguson came in.
It was Chidi Iwoma who made the effort, but as he batted it back, it hit the goal line. Touchback. Tampa Bay has it at their own 20. When we come back, 4:23 left in the first quarter.
結果的にタッチバックになったみた
はい
ですけど、
い、惜しかったです
惜しかったです
ね。
ね。もしあれがゴール前なのか20ヤードとか大きな違いなんですけど、
はい、そうですね。
まあその分ライオンズのディフェンスが
Well, there's a shot of Clyde Christensen, the offensive coordinator for Tampa Bay, 3rd offensive coordinator in as many years, and the offense has sputtered again here in the first quarter.
Not able to run the ball still yet today, even with a few of the changes.
Johnson hit as he let it go, and it's thrown out of bounds. Keyshawn Johnson, the intended receiver, with Terry Fair covering him, and Sean Rogers put the hit on Brad Johnson.
Now, when I watched the tape this week getting ready for the game, I'm watching the offensive line of Tampa Bay. They don't handle stunts up front well. And so you're going to see Detroit today stunt a lot. Twist stunt, where the 2 defensive tackles cross in front of each other, and you'll see tackles crossing with ends. They're not passing them off along the front line, and one guy's getting free.
Allstott lines up wide to the right. Empty backfield behind Johnson on 2nd and 10. Quick slant. Incomplete. Keyshawn Johnson defended by Lamar Campbell. Let's go back to Los Angeles for a game break. Here's JB. All right, James Brown. Can Falk find the end zone or what?
Nothing can stop that guy running through the gauntlet to score.
3rd down and 10. Johnson steps up, throws. What a catch by Williams. They're looking for somebody, anybody, to take some of the pressure off Keyshawn Johnson, and Williams might be that guy.
And Carl Williams goes way high to get this football. Seeing some fantastic catches here today on the outside. Working on Bryant Westbrook. That ball was in the air before he made his break, but the key was he went after the football, was aggressive, and got it at its highest point, not allowing Westbrook to react first.
17-yard completion. And it's first down. Cook back in the lineup at fullback for Tampa Bay. Running game has done nothing. Porsche was offside on that play, and Allstott with the biggest gain on the ground so far for Tampa Bay.
You see Porsche, the left end, was offside.
Offside, 91 defense, 5 yards, repeat first down.
When we asked Marty about the penalties and the stupid penalties of last week, I thought he was going to blow a fuse in a meeting last night. A couple veins popped out of his head. Haven't seen those before, but it's those kind of things that drive you nuts.
So it's 1st and 5, and it's a veteran Porsche who's guilty after last week James Hall having a rough day in Chicago. Warwick Dunn trying to pick his way, and he may have lost a yard. Luther Ellis came up to make the stop. And if the Buccaneers are trying to establish their running game, it isn't working.
Well, take a look here. I mean, Warwick Dunn now has been doing this for a couple weeks. He's trying to make a big play every play. Watch him here come to the line of scrimmage. He's going to shuffle his feet, dancing. He's looking for that huge crease and take it to the house, and it's not there. You got to just, at that point, it's nothing there. Go stick it right into the line of scrimmage. And there it is. I mean, the worst rusher behind, negative yards in the league right now.
23 carries have resulted in negative yards. Brad Johnson just gets it away to Allstott as Johnson avoided the sack, and it will be 3rd and 5. James Hall with the pressure on Brad Johnson.
Yeah, and that's the quick pressure. You're going to see Alan Aldridge, 55, come right up the gut right here.
So here it is, 3rd and 5. The Buccaneers have rushed the ball 5 times for a total of 5 yards. Brad Johnson has started 4 out of 9 for 51 yards.
Just looking at Keyshawn, who's in the slot here. He's got Todd Light on him, and he's got Kirk Schultz right behind him. He's going to see double coverage here.
Empty backfield. Blitz coming. Johnson throws, and it's caught. Keyshawn Johnson, and a 1st down for Tampa Bay.
Well, it was a great read by Brad Johnson because it wasn't double coverage. That time, Todd Light blitzed. You can see right here, he's going to come on the blitz. He's going to allow Kirk Schultz here to try and cover him from depth. Made the right read. One thing that Keyshawn does, he's got the big body. It's almost like basketball to him, just shielding the defender from the ball.
See Johnson after the play getting up, asking for the flag. He made the catch anyway and got the 1st down. Toss to Warwick Dunn. Nothing. Got back to the line of scrimmage. That's it. Lamar Campbell brought him down. Keyshawn Johnson now within 1 reception of the NFL record of most catches in a single season without a touchdown. That dubious distinction belongs to James Wilder, who made his name right here with Tampa Bay.
Yeah, and the irony is last year when Keyshawn couldn't get the football and whined about it every week, he found the end zone 8 times. Fact is, Tampa Bay's only thrown 2 touchdowns to wide receivers all year.
2nd down and 10. Blitz coming from Detroit. Johnson slips and just gets rid of it. Jameel Cook was in the area, so no intentional grounding. And it'll be 3rd down and 10.
And Brad Johnson's got to be frustrated now because almost every time he's thrown the football here, he's ended up on his Johnson, just falling on his backside. That time he slipped, but he also saw 3 white jerseys coming right at him. I've seen a couple people slip on this field here tonight, or this afternoon so far.
Only, last week Tampa Bay was complaining about the field in Cincinnati. And here at Raymond James Stadium, we've seen some players lose their footing. Now 3rd and 10. Johnson 2 out of his last 7. Airs it out. Picked off. Terry Fair. And he's out of bounds after intercepting his 2nd pass of the season. And again, Johnson can't get set and step into a throw.
And that's what happened that time. He got nothing on that football down the field.
So our first turnover of the day. It's on the record of Brad Johnson. It belongs to Terry Fair.
いやー、惜しいところと言いますか、なんかリズムつかないままに。
はい、実は本当ライオンズのディフェンスがですね、
はい、
ブラッド・ジョンソン綺麗な対応。
Brad Johnson just threw the interception. He started 4 for 4. He's 2 out of his last 8. And Detroit has it starting at their own 21. Last minute of play in the first quarter, and Stewart bounces it outside, and he's forced out of bounds at the 40.
Wow. He took a couple of bodies with him. Right now, Nate Webster, the linebacker, is down, who bounced off him. But James Stewart, who had a huge day here last year, ran 29 times for 120 yards, a couple of touchdowns. They wore him down in the fourth quarter with runs like this. Big problem with this Tampa defense was tackling early in the season.
It's reared its ugly head here as we wind down the first quarter. They look at Webster. We'll be back in a moment.
さあ残り時間も第1クォーターまもなく終了と、いや結構どちらもディフェンスの方が結構目立ってる第1クォーターですよね。
いいディフェンス。
Webster appears okay. He's on the sideline. As Detroit has it, 1st and 10. McMahon rolls, steps up, throws, and it's incomplete. May have been tipped as Scotty Anderson was the intended receiver. A pretty good idea of the arm strength of Mike McMahon.
And I like the play call, too. He got him outside the pocket, and the thing that he did well, we talked at the beginning about calming down, was at the end of that play, he calmed himself down, set his feet, and then he threw just a laser at Scotty Anderson. Looked like he got it in there, too.
Nate Webster comes right back into the lineup for Tampa Bay. Showing blitz. Stewart steps up and lost a yard. Lynch coming on the blitz, and Anthony McFarland made the tackle.
Well, one thing that Mike McMahon can't do yet, he can't get out of a bad play. They just don't have enough audibles for him, too much to think about. So that time again, they ran right into the safety of John Lynch, who had walked up on the play. You'd like to see that as a quarterback and get out of the play and audible, but it's a little too much right now.
That is the end of quarter number
1. Not good ones left.
Not back after this from your local Fox station.
Prime Shopping.
細く引き締まったウエストライン、あなたは憧れるだけですか？忙しくて時間がない、正しい運動の方法がわからない、そんなお悩みにお答えするのがこのフィットネスマシーンアブトロニック。使い方はとても簡単。気になる部分に設置してスイッチを入れるだけ。原理は今話題の EMS。 電気刺激で自動的に筋肉の収縮運動を促したるんだボディを自然に引き締めます。たった10分で600回もの腹筋運動に匹敵するのです。
これには本当に驚いたわ。自分が何もしていないのに筋肉が動いているのがわかるの。鍛えてるって感じね。
アブトロニックは優しいマッサージからしっかりしたエクササイズまで10段階の強度レベルが選べます。また6種類ものモード切り替えができます。あなたの運動レベル、目的など必要に応じたモードをお選びください。アブトロニックは体にフィットします。服の下でも目立ちません。テレビを見ながら、仕事中、旅行先などいつでもどこでもお使いいただけます。面倒な接続ケーブルやパッドがありません。腹筋だけではなく腕、太もも、ヒップアップやバストアップにも効果的。アブトロニックは短い時間で簡単にあなたの悩みにお答えします。今話題の EMS フィットネスマシーンアブトロニック。今回はご覧のセット内容で9800円、9800円でのご提供です。さあ、あなたもアブトロニックで憧れのボディを手に入れてください。
お申し込みは今すぐフリーダイヤル 0120-539-639 番 0120-539-639 番までどうぞ。代金はお届けの際現金にてお支払いください。消費税送料は別途、船便地域は実費です。お届けまで1週間から10日ほどかかります。皆様からのお電話お待ちしております。
Saturday, kick off your NFL weekend a day early with a Fox NFL special. Jake Plummer and the Cardinals take their act to the Meadowlands. Take on the Giants. Michael Strahan in New York. Coverage begins Saturday at the special time, 12:30 Eastern, 9:30 a.m. Pacific on Fox. Third down and 11. McMahon throws on the run, and it is caught. First down, Detroit. Catch made by Larry Foster as McMahon threw on the run.
And for all Lion fans out there, you're seeing an element that no Lion quarterback that I can think of in recent times had this ability to do. Get outside the pocket and make a play. Charlie Batch, Scott Mitchell, Rodney Peete, go back in time. This is one of the things that they like about it. And then to throw an accurate ball.
They show the replay on the board. It looked like the catch was made cleanly, but Tampa Bay is going to challenge the ruling, it appears. You wonder if when McMahon let the football go, if he was still behind the line of scrimmage.
That's what Tony Dungy Sr. is at the
Tampa
39-yard
Bay
line.
is challenging the ruling on the field of completed pass.
Oh, yeah, he's behind the line. Oh, good. A full yard.
So they're challenging the catch, and it looked on the initial replay like the catch was good by Larry Foster.
You know, when they go to replay a play, though, they see the whole play. So if he was beyond the line of scrimmage, that would show up as well. But they're going to concentrate on the catch.
Jerry Austin sprinting to the hood to look in and get another peek at that catch by Larry Foster.
That was a sprint, huh?
That was it. Like he caught it.
So you got the hands underneath it. It's always a good, safe thing for a quarterback to throw the ball low, because either your man's going to get it, but it's not going to get intercepted.
So unless the officials see something we don't, this is going to cost Tampa Bay a timeout. The crowd reacted. They showed the replay on the board here, and after the crowd reaction, Tony Dungy and the Tampa Bay bench immediately challenged the call on the field. Well, you saw really something out of Mike McMahon there. Not only the ability to scramble and the speed and the arm strength, but to throw across his body, moving left, throwing back to his right, is something that a lot of quarterbacks, even at this level, just can't do.
No, and you know, he's maintained poise here today. Tampa Bay hasn't gotten to him. Well, that's just ability to escape right now. You know, and what he's done today is he hasn't taken off too soon. And that's what he was doing in the first couple of games, was just relying on that escapability, taking off before the play developed.
Well, at the end, you saw the ball pop out, but Foster was definitely down by contact.
I don't see evidence that can overturn this at this point. See him talking to Ty Detmer right in front of him. Right here, Ty was brought in after the first game during the bye week, and really been a good mentor for him on the field, in the meeting rooms. Charlie Batch right behind him. All three quarterbacks huddled around Marty here.
And despite the 7 interception day and then getting yanked the third game of the season against the Rams on Monday night, the Lions fully expect Detmer to come back next year.
They want him as a kind of a mentor as well. I mean, he knows this offense as well as Marty. He had him in, they were together in San Francisco when Marty was the offensive coordinator with the 49ers.
So Detmer, like another coach for Mike McMahon. Mike will say he sees things over on the sideline that I don't see when I'm out on the field. So valuable for that. I mean, this, you can understand the replay system to a point, but this just shouldn't take this long.
No, I mean, the angles that we just saw, Joe, is the same angles that Jerry Austin is looking at.
After reviewing the play, there is not sufficient visual evidence to change the call. The call stands. Tampa Bay is charged with a first timeout.
So Tampa Bay down to 2 timeouts remaining, and on top of that, it's a first down for Detroit as they're inside Buccaneer territory at the Tampa Bay 42, and this crowd will try to get back into it.
Well, that's what that replay system does. It takes the crowd out of it when there's an extended delay of trying to find out the evidence.
Well, McMahon changing the play at the line of scrimmage. McMahon, Morton was wide open, and then closing on the play was Lynch. The ball did not get there quick enough. 2nd and 10.
Well, I'll tell you what, there's a dead area in a coverage 2 that Tampa Bay plays, and McMahon waited and he waited, and then he wanted to use his arm and show it off here, and he stuck that ball in there. He beat, okay, he comes around Abraham. Now John Lynch is going to come up. This is the dead area of the zone, but he beats Lynch. That was right on Johnny Morton's, you know, right on his chin. It was a perfect throw.
Second down and 10. Handoff to Stewart. Gets to the 40. That's it. Third and long coming up for Detroit. Let's go back to Los Angeles at game break, and here's James Brown. Take a look at the NFC West. Rams flexing their muscles with a record of 9-2. They've already defeated the 49ers once. Third down and 8. Incomplete. Good coverage by Abraham. Foster, the intended receiver.
I'm watching Mike McMahon step up in the pocket. Warren Sapp doing a lot of talking to him now. He was like hanging on his heels. You're going to see Sapp working around Tony Semple here. Here comes 99. McMahon is oblivious to it. Stepped up. Look at Sapp. Sapp is reaching and crawling, and he wants that rookie's foot. He wants some rookie meat, and McMahon wouldn't let him have it.
Aragu's his third punt of this first half. He's averaged 51 yards in the first two. Carl Williams waiting for it.
Let's go!
Sideways bounce, now inside the 10. It's a lost art, ladies and gentlemen. The art of punting the football down inside the 20. Lucky Leo Aragus has accomplished that. Tampa Bay takes over.
やはりなかなか難しいものですね。
はい、そうですね。
手詰まりましてね。何ですか、チャレンジコールもなくなったんですけど。
Well, the running game no good so far for Tampa Bay.
Well, they've had 6 rushes today, all on first down, 5. They can't make a yard on first down. That's why they don't run on second and third down.
Play action. Wide open is Cook. He lost the football, and they're going to call it an incomplete pass, and that was awfully close to a fumble. In fact, I'm anxious to see the replay as Cook almost got both feet down.
You're right, Joe, because it looked like he got both hands on it. Tony Dungy said he's got excellent hands.
Didn't have it.
Never got it to his body. Good break on the ball this time by Terry Fair, putting his hat right on the ball and stripping of it.
Never controlled the football. Incomplete pass, and it's second and 10. Allstott from the tailback spot. He's to the 16.5. Brought down by Chris Claiborne. And the best run of the day for Tampa Bay, gain of 7.
Well, that's what they want from Allstott. They want positive yards, and Allstott's a guy that if he is the featured back and he's able to get into a rhythm, into a flow, and you can tell he's not. He's coming off the field right now. He can keep delivering those kind of battering ram runs right in the middle.
Allstott upset with a spot of the football. It is laid down 2 yards shy of a first down. 3rd and 2. Over the middle, wide open, Carl Williams. He's got a first down at the Tampa Bay 33. 17-yard completion for Brad Johnson.
This is a well-conceived offense here. Keyshawn's coming in motion here. Now watch the breakout. Carl Williams deep, Keyshawn underneath, and you saw all the coverage went with Keyshawn. Todd Light, Kurt Schultz playing over the top. Brad Johnson doing a good job of reading where the opening was.
Carl Williams, 2 catches, 34 yards. So he's had a bigger day so far than Keyshawn Johnson, who leads the league in receptions. Keep going to the air, bad throw, and nearly picked off by Green as it was out of the reach of Warwick Dunn.
Just trying to spread the football around, trying to get Warwick Dunn involved somehow. Hasn't been effective in the running game. Warwick Dunn was the one that hurt him in the first meeting on a screen pass in the 4th quarter. Set up the winning field goal by Gramatica. In the first game, they spied Warwick Dunn. They were so worried about him, they put James Hall on him and spied him all over the field. Warwick Dunn at wide receiver, way outside the numbers.
And Allstott is split out wide to the left. Johnson. Penalty flag on the play, likely a hold. The pass is complete, short of a first down. Barrett Green made the stop of Jaquez Green, and this hold will pull the football back.
Illegal use of hands to the face, 67 offense, 10 yards, repeat second down.
The rookie Kenyatta Walker guilty.
Well, when they put 5 wide receivers out, there's no extra help for the lineman. Kenyatta Walker working on Tracy Scroggins. Gets that right hand underneath the helmet here. Just pushing that chin and the face mask out. Good call. Rookie's got to learn how to hold, Joe. I mean, you know, you get your hands on a guy like that, you can grab all the cloth you want. Get 2 good handfuls and hang on. These guys come out of college now, and they're so worried about holding, they let their hands slip up into the face.
Empty backfield again on 2nd and 20. That's Warwick Dunn. Good move, gets to the 29. 3rd and long coming up as Luther Ellis, bad elbow and all, made the stop.
Yeah, for Warwick Dunn, you can see that he doesn't have the explosion that I think Buck fans have been used to him in the past. And part of it is he's got a turf toe. This is the first week that he's actually practiced all 3 days. The past 7 weeks, he's been out of most practices just getting ready for games.
So 3rd and 13 and another likely passing situation for Tampa Bay. 6 defensive backs in the game for Detroit. Blitz coming. Johnson throws behind Green. What a catch. Brought down right at the first down marker.
Well, we're seeing some fantastic catches here today. This one by Jaquez is, you see the pressure here coming. They have zone blitz. They bring 4 from one side. They get to Johnson. Whew. They're like, whoo, whoo, whoo. Blew that arm about an extra 6 inches out there. The fingers got a little long and pulled that one in.
And then after the catch, the effort right at the first down marker, and it's a Tampa Bay fresh set of downs. 14-yard completion. Toss, reverse. Nothing, and a penalty flag on the play as Frank Murphy came around, ended up with a football, and it's a hold on Tampa Bay.
Holding, 83 offense, 10 yards, repeat first down.
Starting to look like their opening drive last week against Cincinnati when they went 18 plays, kind of constantly overcoming penalties and obstacles only to miss a field goal.
Eighth play of this drive coming up. And the Buccaneers are looking at 1st and 20.
Well, this defensive line right now, Detroit is just dominating the line of scrimmage here on this when Tampa Bay has the ball, forcing holdings, illegal use of hands, and the control in the running game.
Play action from Johnson over the middle, caught right at midfield. And again, it's Carl Williams who's had the best day so far for the Tampa Bay wide receivers.
Well, I talk about Tampa Bay's offensive line getting dominated. This time, great wall. They only rushed 4 of Detroit this time, and they man it up nice. Nice pocket for Brad Johnson to step up in. And when you talk about a pocket, it allows him to have better vision down the field to see Carl Williams breaking on Todd Light. And there wasn't a lot of room there. That's the accuracy of Brad Johnson. Over 65% this year. Not a lot of room for error on that throw.
Gain of 17 on 1st and 20, so 2nd and 3. Warwick Dunn. He got 2. Tampa Bay about a yard short of the first down. Chris Claiborne made the stop.
Just over the years watching Warwick Dunn, you always think that he should be an outside runner. A guy that likes the sweeps and tosses. Actually is a lot more effective running inside, where it's hard to see him. And once he gets through the soup, all the bodies in the middle, he has the ability to break out and dart to the open field.
The day for Warwick Dunn, not good.
No. 4 carries, 2 yards.
Fifth
Too many negative runs.
Out of Florida State. Not healthy much of the year, and now on 3rd down and 1. Play action, and Johnson floats it for Yoder, the tight end. A catch, a first down, but a penalty flag on the play. Back in the secondary.
Well, if the run isn't working, play action, fake the run.
Holding, 50 of the defense, penalty is declined, first down.
A lot of room waiting for the breakouts to come. Yoder was like about the 8th option on the play. Yoder, who scored the only touchdown last week on a block punt by Rondé Barber against Cincinnati.
Biggest play of the day, 24 yards, and now from the Detroit 24. Brad Johnson, who has hit 6 different receivers here in the first half, going to throw again. Looking for Keyshawn Johnson. Incomplete, no flags. Bryant Westbrook with a coverage.
Well, Keyshawn, one catch shy of the NFL record for catches without a touchdown. They try to get to him on the corner route. Bryant Westbrook did a good job of switching. That's just a switch by the defensive backs. It was well done.
Look at the effort by Johnson at the end of this to pull Westbrook down so there's no interception.
That's right. If you're not going to get the ball, make sure the defender doesn't get it.
So 2nd and 10 from the 24. 11th play of the drive. All stop. Big hole. Right up the middle. Still going. Touchdown.
Classic all-star here behind Jameel Cook. Both hands on the ball, wrapped tight. Now watch him lower the body. Put a little bicep and a little thigh muscle on him. A little helmet at the same time, and he sticks him. Todd Light, nothing to grab there. Bounce right off him. Got a good grip on that touchdown ball of his, too.
That's 48 career touchdowns for Allstott. He is the Tampa Bay franchise leader in that category, and the Lions have a player down. I believe it's Claiborne.
You know, if the Buccaneers are going to make a playoff run, and this is when they usually get hot this time of the year, I think they have to make a decision as who their feature back's going to be. Whether it's going to be Warrick Dunn or Allstott. It doesn't work together, and this looks like this is the best. He fits in with what they do up front. See, the eyes aren't looking at the goal line. He's looking for a white shirt to run through first. It's not an all-stop touchdown run without banging a little bit of defenders first.
It was Aldridge who really ended up on his back after that hit by Allstott.
Okay.
Able to walk off under his own power, and Martin Gramatica drills the extra point. Like 2 Mondays ago in St. Louis, big hole right up the middle of the field. Allstott walked through to the end zone, 7-0 Buccaneers.
55番はアレン・アルドリッチ、まあディフェンラインバッカーの中では中心的な選手ですから、ちょっと痛いですね。
本当にね。
Mike Allstott into the end zone. Tampa Bay on top 7-0. Now the Lions with Mike McMahon will try to come from behind. Desmond Howard has missed the last 2 games with a bad shoulder. From inside the Detroit end zone to the far sideline and forced out of bounds by Yoder and Gramatica. Good field position at their own 38 for Detroit after a 39-yard return. Lions have the football.
先制しましたのは地元でしたから、この後デトロイトがこのシリーズで1本返してくれて、シーソーになってくると我々は面白いということです。
The key block right here by Jameel Cook on Allstott's run to pay dirt is against Chris Claiborne. Watch him read it on the run. Takes the middle linebacker out of the play. Now a good block here on the outside. And now it's all Allstott. This is what he does best. You know, I mean, when he runs behind his pads there, there's nothing to grab onto. There's Jameel, they're much better with Cook in the backfield as the lead blocker.
Stucker McDougal is in at right tackle. Player the Lions project as their right tackle of the future. Takes over for Joyce on the run and throwing back across the field as McMahon completes it to Warren. And a first down inside Tampa Bay territory, a gain of 16.
Well, you know, that's just a good design play. You know, I give Marty Morningway credit because in the West Coast offense, they don't like to move quarterbacks very much. But watch the chase here of Tampa Bay. These guys are trying desperately to get to McMahon. They can't get to him. And then to throw it across his body again accurately is just a great throw.
McMahon 4 out of 9 for 68 yards. First down. And around. Desmond Howard takes a big hit and gets to the 40. Donnie Abraham and Steve White combined to make the tackle.
You know, Desmond Howard has been out for the last couple of weeks with the shoulder injury. And he's gotten back. He started this drive off getting a good kickoff return. He keeps it moving with a good reverse. They've missed Desmond Howard here the last couple of weeks.
Gain of 6 on that play. 5:40 and counting left in this first half. 7-0 Buccaneers. Handoff to Stewart. A yard at best over the left side. Warren Sapp made the stop.
So far with McMahon here, you know, there's a lot of the talk that Tony Semple said he's going to try and bait McMahon, bait me, you know, into a jawing war with him, a little trash talking. But Tony Semple said, the left guard, that we're going to protect our quarterback. We'll keep Sapp off him, and we'll not let him get to him.
3rd and 3. Quick throw, wide open. First down, Detroit. Johnny Morton with a catch.
Big time, isn't it? Step back, 3 steps, set your foot, your hitch step, deliver the football. And I don't see a lot of young quarterbacks in this league do this with any consistency at all. Why Akili Smith isn't playing in Cincinnati. Donovan McNabb still struggles with this here. Very decisive, nice route by Morton. A lot of confidence to throw that ball as Morton's coming into his break, not even turning around. A lot of young guys will wait till the receiver's open before they throw the football.
I like the body language of Morton after that catch. A little wink, a smile. He pointed to the rookie quarterback like, we're with you. You can do this. First down and a roll out to the right. Morton incomplete. Somebody left a helmet laying on the field. That's Steve White.
Incomplete.
Wonder how that got knocked off. Not by an offensive lineman or anything, would it?
No.
I think he just wanted to show off the grades.
I don't know if it needed any help.
Man, it's hard to put over him, huh?
2nd down and 10.
This is where Tampa Bay really raises the level of their blitz, trying to protect their end zone.
McMahon changing it at the line and hands to Stewart. Lynch puts the hit on Stewart as he got down near the 20. And a 3rd down coming up for Detroit.
Well, for McMahon right now, he's taking his team down. They've gotten a good kickoff return. He's made a couple of nice plays, but it's all about getting into the end zone, finishing off a drive. And that's where the next step is for him right now, because he's been poised, he's been calm, he's made good throws, but now this is when it gets tough for a quarterback. The field gets condensed, the pressure's going to come after him.
3rd and 3. And no penalty flag as Warren got his feet tangled with Al Singleton. And it's 4th down. Time for Jason Hanson to try his first of the day.
Hanson been in therapy all week after missing 3 last week. You know, only one other time he missed 3 in his career. But he ended up winning that game in overtime that year, 94. New holder last week, Leo Araduz, but he said the holds were fine. Got the ball down.
8 for 8 in this range this season. 39-yard try. Good snap, good hold, good kick. And all of that soul searching, all of that deep thought. Jason Hanson has emerged and put Detroit on the board here in Tampa.
さあということでですね、今のところで3点は返しましたんで、まあここからちょっとずつリズムが出てくればという感じでしょうかね。しかしいや。
Coming up next, it's the Bank of America Celebration of Gold figure skating event featuring 7 Olympic skating champions. Oksana Bayul, Victor Petrenko, and others will perform routines from their gold medal winning victories. The Bank of America Celebration of Gold starts after our game right here on Fox.
Oksana Bayul.
Oksana
I just want to say
Bayul.
How would Oksana Bayul, that name, play in pro football?
I got to sit
Probably a
next to
kicker.
her on a cross-country flight one time. A thrill of a lifetime.
How was your rush?
Murphy from the 5. And the Lions say "Здравствуйте" to him at the 20. That means hello.
Niet.
And we'll say "Do svidaniya" to Frank Murphy. That means goodbye as he leaves the field, and the Buccaneers will have it just outside their own 20. Keyshawn Johnson, 14 yards shy of 1,000 for the season. He has 1 catch for 10 yards. He's also 1 catch away from that record of receptions without a touchdown.
Well, I know the only thing more frustrating for me than probably Keyshawn not getting in the end zone this year was me just putting up my Christmas lights last week. Trying to untangle those dangling icicle lights. A little irritating.
One goes out, they all go out. Johnson to throw. Quick throw. Cook, the fullback. Minimal gain. Terry Fair was first to get there.
But Brad Johnson was brought in here to do a job to take this team into the playoffs, deep into the playoffs. They're just trying to get there now. I think he's doing his job. I think everybody around him has to raise their level. He's delivering the football. He's been accurate this year. But I think everybody else has to get a little bit better. We're seeing better production from the off receiver, Carl Williams today and Jacquez Green. A little better play from the offensive line. They could get on that roll.
2nd down and 8 over the middle. Keyshawn Johnson. Reception number 85, and that will put Keyshawn Johnson over 1,000 yards for the season. Gain of 17. He's at 1,003 for the year.
And they're funneling him inside here. Lamar Campbell working on him inside. That's Keyshawn's game. In traffic, using the body, shielding the defender.
Coming up on the 2-minute warning from their own 41. That's done. A lot of room to run. Hops out of bounds at the Detroit 46. So it's 2-minute drill time for the Tampa Bay offense. They lead it by 4.
Gowda special program, December.
華麗なる女の戦いは最終章へ WTA ツアー2001スペシャルサネックスチャンピオンシップスドイツミュンヘンを舞台にランキングトップ16人が最後の戦いを繰り広げるガオラではシングルスダブルス全試合を放送します12月はシングルスを中心にオンエア日程はご覧の通り第5のグランドスラムと言われる大会で栄冠に輝く選手は誰なのか
Two timeouts left for Tampa Bay as they have it, a 1st down, just under 2 minutes to play. They're inside Detroit territory, and the NFL fact, no player has ever had 1,000 yards receiving and no touchdown catches in a single season, and that's exactly what Keyshawn Johnson has just accomplished.
Yeah, you know, Keyshawn's one of 12 players in this team that either has a radio show or a TV show here. Everybody has a voice in Tampa, and he hasn't been silent about it. He was upset last week and coming into this week that they're not aggressive enough when they get down inside that 20-yard area, that red zone, of going to the end zone.
On 1st down, Johnson is sacked. Huge sack for Detroit. Back inside Tampa Bay territory. Shawn Rogers and James Hall.
That just won't take what the defense gives him. He had Keyshawn Johnson open for 5 yards, but he wanted more. And by wanting more, it allowed James Hall and Shawn Rogers to get there. Here's Keyshawn at the bottom. Now, this Brad's looking right at him. He could have thrown it there, but you're inside the 2-minute drill. You want to try and get the ball closer to the sidelines or out of bounds. Wouldn't take what the defense gave him.
So Vince Tobin has to be pleased with a push up front by this Detroit defensive line. And on that play, not only do the Buccaneers lose 11, but they have to burn one of their 2 remaining timeouts. The day for Brad Johnson. He's been sacked twice. He's been hit 4 times, hurried 7 times, thrown 1 pick. The only turnover of this first half, and now Tampa Bay has it with 1 timeout remaining. And they're faced with 2nd down and forever. 2nd and 21. Six defensive backs in there for Detroit.
Good time for a screen.
Johnson steps up, throws, and that'll draw a flag. 2 flags on the play. And they may both be against Detroit. One for a late hit on Johnson, the other on pass interference on Keyshawn Johnson.
Yeah, both Luther Ellis and Sean Rogers sandwiched Brad Johnson as he threw the football.
We have 2 fouls on the play. Pass interference, 24 defense. That penalty is declined. Personal foul, roughing the passer, 92 defense, 15 yards, automatic first down.
The most penalized team in the NFL draws 2 infractions on that play.
Well, here's Luther Ellis coming in to the backside. And I don't know. I mean, Sean Rogers just finished the play there. He didn't lead with the head. He looked like he went for the head.
Most penalties, most penalty yardage in the NFL for Detroit.
I don't think Marty's blinked it. I mean, I think he's just in shock that they gave him an automatic first down on that. It looked like a pretty good defensive play.
Johnson dumps it off to Allstott. Makes a move and dives close to another first down. Got about 9.5 where he was met eventually by Todd Light and Tommy Bennett.
It's such a letdown for a defense to get an offense into a 2nd and long situation. It's just a quarterback nudge. I mean, he just stepped up on the Jeff Christie. So the Lions weren't even set on defense there just to get the first down.
I like that call. Doesn't take them long to get back to the line of scrimmage. They still have a timeout remaining, plenty of time. And then a first down at the Detroit 30. Johnson with an arm draped around him throws incomplete. Pressure by James Hall.
I'd say the one mistake I've watched with Brad here today and a little bit this year is that he's trying too hard to make a play. He's holding on to the football just a little bit too long right now.
Be hard to blame him, though, quarterbacking this offensive unit for Tampa Bay, which has really disappointed this season.
That and the fact that everybody thinks that they're a star in this offense and everybody wants the football, and his job is to kind of massage everybody and spread it around.
Keyshawn Johnson lined up in the slot as Johnson drops back, dumps it off to Warrick Dunn. He's got a first down inside the Detroit 20. And the Buccaneers will save their timeout.
Yeah.
Penalty flags flies. It looked like Detroit didn't get back across the line of scrimmage.
That, and they had too many men on the field.
So a rather sloppy effort here on the 2-minute drill defense for Detroit.
Yeah, well, they're down here playing in these muggy conditions of Tampa. They haven't been in the heat in this type of weather, and it looked like just fatigue getting off the field was a factor.
I'm fucking waiting for you.
Let's get the call from Jerry Austin.
There's 2 things going on. Detroit wasn't set. Weren't on their side of the ball, and Travis Kirschner.
12 men on defense. The defensive, that penalty was to be declined. The defensive player, in attempting to clear the field, was offside. Defense offside, 5 yards. Repeat first down.
That's 2 big defensive penalties on this drive, allowing Tampa Bay to move down the field. And we have these guys coming here, And now you have Travis Kerskey here trying to get off the field. And then you see that. You see just the fatigue of just bending over, trying to get a little bit of wind into their lungs.
From the Detroit 12. First down for the Buccaneers, who lead it by 4. Low throw and incomplete. Carl Williams, the intended receiver, and Johnson has looked for Carl quite a bit in this first half.
Well, Keyshawn was complaining the last couple of weeks that they're not aggressive enough going to the end zone. This play had him running a shallow cross, about 5-6 yards deep. He's not going to get to the end zone. He's going to be coming across here. Here's 19 right here. And he's nowhere near the end zone. Not taking advantage of his size or his body like you can.
Second down and 5. Warwick Dunn waiting for his blocking to get set up, and there's nothing there.
Johnson's pass
As Bryant Westbrook forced Dunn out of bounds at the 11-yard line.
Third down 4 at the 11.
The red zone offense this season for Tampa Bay, 19th in the NFL with their touchdown percentage. It'll be a 3rd and 4.
Well, the best way to score touchdowns down here is to throw the ball into the end zone. A better chance than throwing it underneath like they are.
On 3rd down, pass complete. It's good enough for a first down, and Tampa Bay will spend their final timeout. So the Buccaneers get the first down. They'll have it at the Detroit 6 with 20 seconds left in the half.
さあ、あとはキーショーンに持たしたいというところなんですがね、どうでしょうか。ここまで来ました。今のでファーストダウン。
With that first down catch, Keyshawn Johnson now has 3 receptions on the day, 86 on the season. That ties the single-season Tampa Bay record, tying Mark Carrier. Keyshawn on those 3 catches has been good enough for 32 yards. And these Buccaneers have 4 games remaining after today.
Well, the offensive coordinator, Clyde Christensen, said that Keyshawn submits about 160 plays a week. Of course, you only get about 60 offensive plays in a game. I wonder if any of the submitted plays this week have him catching the ball in the end zone. They've made one effort to get him there so far today.
The Lions are checking on Terry Fair, who has been down since that catch by Keyshawn Johnson. The Buccaneers have no timeouts remaining. They have the ball 1st and goal from the Detroit 6 with 20 seconds left. And we'll tell you that coming up on the Visa halftime report, JB, Terry, Howie, and Chris will have scores and highlights from around the league. Plus, our Fox Sports ticker will have up to the second stats. That's all coming up on the Visa halftime report. So Terry Fair will hop on the cart, go into the dressing room, and hopefully he'll be able to return. The Lions need him on the field.
They need him on the field, but it's just what's been going on all year long in the secondary of Detroit. It started the opening week when Ron Rice was out. Bryant Westbrook's been hurt from a year ago, trying to come back. Kurt Schultz has been, I mean, everybody's taking their turn of being carted off the field this season. Looks like right now that Jimmy Wyrick will be in there taking his spot down here, trying to defend the goal line.
With the injury, they charged the timeout to Detroit. So even though Tampa Bay was calling for it, they still have 1 timeout remaining.
Jimmy Wyrick down there covering Keyshawn Johnson at the bottom of the screen.
Wyrick took over for Terry Fair, and they go right at him. And it's incomplete. Wyrick fresh into the game, much smaller at 5'9", 179, able to cover the 6'4" Keyshawn Johnson.
And they tested him right away. It was a good call, and it was a good defense. But the best thing that Wyrick did was he kept his eyes on the ball and played the ball while keeping a hand check on Keyshawn. Can't play it any better for a smaller man. And Keyshawn couldn't get his hands up above his head to go get the football.
So again, because of the injury, they put 1 more timeout back up on the board for Tampa Bay. And that pass is batted down. It was Porcher. And it'll be 3rd and goal.
They're going to all-start in the flat that time, and with a three-step drop as a defensive lineman, you know you can't get to the quarterback. You get frustrated. The next best thing is to get the hands up in the passing lane.
Look at the throwing attempts for Brad Johnson in the half. Put the ball up 31 times. For the team, their franchise record is 56 in a game. Over the middle, caught. They throw a flag on the play, and Moore was brought down short of the goal line. It'll be 4th down, but we'll check the penalty. It's a hold.
Yeah. Going to get another. It's going to be a big decision. They're going to get this goal. 1st and goal at the 1. Tampa Bay has to figure if they can get one quick play off before they bring in Grammatica.
I would think they can.
Yeah, I mean, one quick fade. One step and throw.
Holding, defense, 58. Half a distance to the goal. Automatic 1st down.
Krewald, one of the backup linebackers, guilty.
Well, Dave Moore, who leads his team with 3 touchdown catches, is the man in the middle of the field, and he just got pretty good downtown Detroit mugging there.
So it's 1st and goal, but only 5 seconds remaining in the half.
That's where they should go.
Johnson looking that way. Taking too much time. He unloads it, and it's incomplete. The half is over. Only 5 seconds remaining in the half, and Johnson took way too long to get rid of it.
You got to have that clock in your head. It's got to be one step, throw the football. If it's not complete, you get the field goal in.
That's a 10-year veteran making a terrible mistake.
Making a rookie mistake. You just can't hold the football like that.
Again, trying to force it, trying to do too much.
Too much. And that's when, you know, and that was their 32nd pass of the game. This is not Tampa Bay football throwing it like that.
So at the end of the 1st half, the score, Tampa Bay 7, Detroit 3. Fox NFL Sunday will continue with JB, Terry, Howie, and Chris in the Visa halftime report after these messages and a word from your local Fox station. It's a 4-point game in Tampa.
油物を控えておられる方、結構いらっしゃるんじゃないでしょうか。
これ買ってきちゃった。
今度の新しいキャベジンは油物を食べた時にも胃のところで油が分解されてたまらないようにできているんです。カラッと揚げた天ぷら、美味しそうですね。じゅわっとジューシーなとんかつ、美味しそうですね。どうぞ召し上がってください。新しいキャベジン S ができました。
甘辛手帳、とっておきのお店を探すならこの一冊。関西の美味しいもん好きに送ります。美味しい大人の食マガジン、甘辛手帳。
Gowda Special Program December。
27代王者天才武藤敬司、挑戦者チーム2000の総帥長野正弘。ついに世紀の一戦が実現。全日本プロレス。今月のガウラは三冠戦をメインに全日本対ワー軍の対抗戦、世界最強タッグリーグの模様もご覧の日程でオンエア。武藤か長野か、三冠の歴史がまた新たに動き出す。
ガウラスペシャルプログラム January。世界プロサーフィンツアーハワイエクセルプロ。サーフィン発祥の地ハワイでビッグウェーブを相手に激しいヒートが繰り広げられる。放送は1月4日金曜日午後10時。さらに ASPWCT サーフィンでは年間チャンピオンが決定するツアー最終戦リップカールカップをオンエア。放送は1月25日金曜日午後10時。プロサーファーたちの華麗なテクニックをお楽しみに。
Well, not a lot of scoring. It is tied a 4-point game at the half. Second half moments away, and you look at the way the first half came to a close. 14 plays, 76 yards going down the field, and for the half to end that way for this offense for Tampa Bay, doubly frustrating.
You can't leave points in the field like that, Joe. I mean, you get the ball down there, you get a shot with 5 seconds to go. You have to make a decision. Bring the kicker on and kick the field goal or take a shot. But the shot is instant. It's one step, throw the ball. If it isn't there, you come out and you kick the field goal. But you can't leave points out there. You work too hard. You dominate the play in the first half. You come away, and once again, this looks like Buck football. Playing it way too close to the vest. They don't blow people out. It's very difficult for a defense to get after a young quarterback when it's a close game like this.
Last week they went down the field 18 plays covering 58 yards. That's hard to do.
It is.
And eventually missed a field goal. And today that last effort, and then the decision making has to figure in. The last series, the completion to Keyshawn Johnson, the throw toward Keyshawn Johnson, and then this mess for the last seconds of the half.
Yeah, this is ugly. And you bring Brad Johnson here and you make him your quarterback, and nothing wrong with that decision, but the decision making today by Brad has been slow. It's been slow, holding the football too long, and then right down there, I mean, you feel like coming in at halftime, you got to go do something about that, make up for that mistake.
Let's talk on the other side now. Now you got Mike McMahon. He's through a half as a starter. I think he impressed the heck out of both of us in that first half. Now they get the ball to start the second half. They're down only 4.
And you kind of get the feeling, I just watching Mike McMahon the last couple of weeks, that there's something special about him. And if they stay around like they are right now with this game, you feel like he's got a couple of big magical plays in him that can be made, that, you feel like something could be happening here, and maybe the end of the bad luck for Detroit this year.
Martin Gramatica gets rid of it. That's Howard from outside the 10. Gets upfield. Martin Gramatica slowed him down, and the tackle is made by Kelly as Desmond Howard brought it out to the Detroit 47, a return of 34 yards.
Second good return for Desmond Howard. The Lions have missed him the last few weeks. He got rid of Gramatica. That shoulder looked healthy there. Just get out of my way.
No celebration after that play, but it was important. Jimmy Kimmel's new friends, I'm sure, will take note of that tackling effort by Martin Gramatica. That is tipped complete to Anderson, and a first down at the Tampa Bay 40. Nearly picked off. Barber almost came away with it. Now Warren Sapp walks off the field injured.
Well, he tried to do too much with the ball. He looked right and he came back left, and Rondé was sitting on top of it. He can't believe how he didn't come up with the football. And the bounces, maybe for the first time this year, going a little bit Detroit's way.
Starting to slide downhill for Tampa Bay. They lead it by 4. A first down at the Buccaneer 40. James Stewart lowers his head. He is met right at the line of scrimmage by Anthony McFarland.
Yeah, but the big thing right now is that Detroit is in this game. Their first series here of the second half, they're in Tampa Bay territory. The defense is on the field. You get the feeling that they blew a big chance at the end of the first half to really go up 2 scores on Detroit. Now they're 1 score from taking this lead.
Avian Keyshawn is in the backfield for Detroit. He adds a little speed, and he gets the toss. Actually, Keyshawn, the former Ram, gets to the 40. That's it. He lost a yard, and it'll be 3rd and 10. Again, Anthony McFarland in the backfield to make the stop, so that didn't work.
No, but, they're just trying anything now. Just get a fresh body out there, a fresh set of legs, see if somebody can make a play. That's what they're looking for in Detroit. And for Tampa, all they told us all week here, Joe, was we're scared to death of this team. We don't want to be the team. They feel like every team in this league's got 1 win in them. They just don't want it to happen against them.
Detroit 2 out of 6 on 3rd down today. It's 3rd and 10. Buccaneers showing blitz, and they come. Quick throw, bobbled for a moment. Schlesinger makes the catch, but way short of a first down. And it'll be 4th down for Detroit. Pressure by Simeon Rice.
Well, they came with the blitz inside, so Backus comes in to pick up the blitz here, and Simeon Rice comes free outside. I mean, McMahon made the right read. He saw the blitz. He threw it hot. Really plays right into Tampa Bay's defense. The defender waiting on the hot route.
For Leo Araguz, his 4th punt of the day. Fair catch called for by Williams, and he takes it in at the Tampa Bay 10. 26-yard punt. And the Buccaneers have it again up by 4.
7 seconds left in the game. The rookie rolls right, looking to throw. He's going to run for it. Touchdown!
He's a man. QB Club.
Gouda Special Program January 華麗なる女の戦いは最終章へ WTA ツアー2001スペシャルサネックスチャンピオンシップス1月のガウラでは女子プロテニスツアーの総決算サネックスチャンピオンシップスダブルスを全試合放送します。選ばれし上位8組による頂点の争い、シングルスでは見られない息の合ったプレーの数々。放送は12月30日日曜日から1月2日水曜日連日午前10時お見逃しなく。
Secondary for Tampa Bay getting a visit from the defensive coordinator Monty Kiffin. Terry Fair, the sprained right foot. He is not on the field. Neither is Alan Aldridge. Starting outside linebacker. Kari Samuel's in there for Aldridge. And it's Bryant Westbrook in there at the moment for Terry Fair. Hand off to Allstott, the tailback. Get used to that. A gain of 8. Bryant Westbrook made the stop. And again, there's a helmet on the field. And again, someone is down. The Tampa Bay player is injured.
That's Keyshawn. Yeah, Jameel Cook in there at starting fullback right now with Allstott. That was the play that scored the only touchdown of the game. Keyshawn's had a rash of injuries. He said he hasn't been able to get healthy all year. We watched him hobble around practice with a bad ankle. He said he's had ribs and a knee and the shoulders. But he doesn't like to miss games. He says the games are fun.
We'll take a break. They continue to look at Keyshawn Johnson, who has 86 catches on the year and leads the NFL. 2nd and 2 when we come back.
前半ご紹介しました通り NFL で85回のパスキャッチを受けながら、ノータッチダウンというのは今記録、これに並んでいます。
Keyshawn was the injured player on the field. He takes a lot of pride in his blocking. Here he is on Lamar Campbell. He likes to beat up the cornerbacks, but he's the one that got stampeded like it was a day in Pamplona.
2nd down and 2. Allstott trying to find the first down, and he is brought down just short of it. It'll be 3rd and less than a yard. And Johnson right back on the field. You know, when you talk to Keyshawn Johnson, who has all these catches, and you say you've got a combination with Brad Johnson better than at any point in your career, he says, whoa, 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 I miss Vinny. And he does miss the deep ball that Vinny Testaverde would throw him.
Of course, you know, the Jets went to the AFC Championship that year with Vinny throwing to Keyshawn, losing to Denver.
Everyone up on the line of scrimmage, and Brad Johnson falls forward for a first down for the Buccaneers.
You know, Keyshawn came here last year. Of course, he was a highly sought-after free agent, but he brought a voice to the offense that they never had. It was always out of the defensive locker room with Sapp and, you know, and Lynch and some of the guys that would speak up. And he spoke up this week, and he said, look, we can't let an inferior opponent like Detroit hang around. We got to put them away, and here they are. You know, they're right in this game with them dominating the statistics, but not able to knock them off the field.
First down. To the sideline, Johnson. No flag. A lot of contact by Todd Light. Keyshawn's helmet's off again as he makes his point.
Tony Dungy just waved him off. He was going to go and be the intermediary. Keyshawn said a lot of what he does to a ref is acting, but right there you see Todd Light got there before the ball did. Got the right hand on him.
Might have been there a little too soon. No flag, 2nd down and 10. Allstott, running game starting to get it going for Tampa Bay as he crosses the 25.
Well, it's going here because they're staying with that mix of Jameel Cook at the fullback and Allstott just bludgeoning right up the middle.
Gain of 6 on the play.
Yeah, he's the type of guy, too, that, you know, if you can get him into a rhythm, he can really begin to wear teams down. 8 carries for 52 yards here today. A good run average.
3rd down and 4.
They bring Warwick Dunn in here now. I mean, he's a guy they like to throw the ball to more than run him right now.
Johnson over the middle, picked off. Schultz. Looking for a big return. He'll try this side of the field. Get to the 30, and Detroit will take over after the second interception of the day of Brad Johnson. Terry Fair has one, and now Kurt Scholes has his second of the year. A 19-yard return on the interception, and Detroit has it at the Tampa Bay 30.
He held the ball a long time, and the pressure got to him. James Hall got another hit on him. Hall won 1.5 sacks in the first half. Got the pressure, and Schultz just playing deep center field. You're going to see James Hall coming off the edge. Warwick Dunn's trying to hold him up. You don't like that matchup at all. Trying to do too much with the football.
Mike McMahon back on the field. Play action he's got all day.
He's got him.
Wide open is Morton. Incomplete. Ball floating toward the end zone, and it allowed Barber a chance to recover.
Oh, the ball just came out of his hands bad that time. He saw him just a hair late, but Johnny Morton, nobody in the picture until Ronde Barber comes in late. And even then, his feet were out of bounds. But watch Morton up at the top get open here. This safety comes here in the middle of the field, doesn't come over the top to help.
Crowd making its most noise of the day. 2nd down and 10. Stewart, nothing. Lost half a yard. 3rd down now.
Take a look here from the last play with Johnny Morton open. The type of plays that you hope that the young rookie can see a little bit sooner. Get the ball out of his hands a little cleaner. That ball just fluttered out of his hands.
Third down and a long 10. They're back out of the blitz. Wide open. First down for Detroit as Scotty Anderson makes his 2nd catch of the day, a 19-yard gain.
Some of the things this kid is doing today, you don't learn real quickly in this league. What? We're going to see Scotty Anderson here just sit down in the zone. He does a nice job. This is a rookie-to-rookie combination here. McMahon to Anderson, and McMahon did a beautiful job of stepping up in the pocket, avoiding the rush, keeping his eyes down the field, and then throwing the ball with accuracy.
McMahon at 50% on the afternoon, 8 out of 16. The rollout, and it's batted down. Ronde Barber got up to knock it away.
Good defense, but I like the call. Get McMahon out there to the wide side of the field here. We'll see Barber does a good job of coming off of David Sloan's block. It was well defense, but it was also good design. This is where Tampa Bay likes to blitz. They come after teams, every team, down here this end of the field.
Four wide receivers set. They spread the field and hand to Warren. Got about a yard, and it'll be 3rd down for Detroit.
Tampa's just snuffed out the run here today. I mean, Sapp's done a good job. Led the team in tackles in the first half, getting nothing on the ground. Schlesinger's been a big part of this offense in the passing game with the injuries that they've sustained to the wide receivers, Herman Moore and Jermaine Crowell.
3rd and 10. McMahon out of trouble for the moment. Throws it away.
It's a nice Houdini act by McMahon. I mean, to feel the pressure, to turn around, to break the tackle, and still be able to compose himself here. Now he's just looking. Somebody come back to the football. Scramble drill. Come back and help him out here. Tampa Bay talked all week long when he gets outside the pocket to plaster the wide receivers in your zone. Find a man, hunt him up, and stick to him, and they did it.
Hansen is hit from 39 yards today. 30-yard try here. 9 for 9 in this range this season. Good snap, good hold, good kick. It's a 1-point game. You can almost smell the turkey cooking. McMahon doing his thing. It's a 1-point Tampa Bay lead.
6対7と1点差。もちろんバッカニアーズがリードしているんですけども、何かこうじりじりと来られて、
Well, like the Thanksgiving Day effort against Green Bay, Mike McMahon scrambling around trying to make things happen. McMahon took over in that game with the Lions down by 16, scoring a couple of touchdowns, missing on the 2-point attempt, which would have tied it. Then a little shot in the arm to the Lions offense last week in Chicago. Did fumble late, but got the team at least in position to tie it with a field goal, but Hansen missed it. Now an onside kick try, and it is recovered by Tampa Bay. Easy to second guess that call right now, but with the way this game is unfolding, I don't like the timing of that play.
No, because it's a 1-point game right now. I mean, the defense has played well. Tampa Bay has shown that they'll blow themselves up.
Onside kick attempt fails, and Tampa Bay has great field position, up by 1.
抑えたのは33番ですかね、エリック・バンス。彼が抑えましたんで、いいフィールドポジションからの攻撃が短波に。
In the category of momentum lost, the failed onside kick attempt.
Well, you got 6 up here to begin with. You're not going against 5. And Detroit was playing well. They'd already knocked Tampa off the field here in the 3rd quarter.
Eric Vance recovered for the Buccaneers. And now from the Detroit 41, Brad Johnson turns and hands it to Allstott. Bounces off one tackler, gets inside the 40, brought down by Claiborne. Let's go back to Los Angeles for a game break. Here's James Brown. Logjam behind the Eagles in the NFC East. 3 teams at 5 and 6. Allstott lost half a yard. Travis Kershke with the stop. He's taken over as Luther Ellis has been out of the lineup defending for Detroit. Now it's 3rd down and 9.
Running game unproductive here, and you know Tony Dungy was right. They're not going to the playoffs, and you're not going to make a dent even if you get there if you can't run the ball better than what they do. Early penetration are killing those plays.
And the Buccaneers take advantage of this good field position. No. Johnson is sacked back in midfield by James Hall, his 2nd of the day.
Yeah, and here they are. The Bucs offensive line unable to handle a simple twist stunt up front between James Hall and the defensive tackle right here. Sean Rogers. And James Hall again been living in the backfield today, and that was a horrendous series by the Bucs after they got what should have been a momentum builder on the onside kick.
The Lions defense bailing out the coaching staff for that onside kick try with that stand. Desmond Howard with a fair catch at the Detroit 12. A 38-yard punt. Lions have it, down by 1.
今すごいいいフィールドポジションから始まったん、淡白すぎませんか。
はい。この裏にはですね、デトロイト。
The playoff picture, Tampa Bay Buccaneers at the bottom of the list of teams who would qualify for the playoffs. The Buccaneers with their destiny in their own hands. If they win out, they're in for the 3rd consecutive season. But they lead by a point over winless Detroit.
They make these fans bleed here at home, don't they? And they make them, I mean, the defense is what's giving them something to cheer about today.
From their own 12, handoff. Up the middle, Stewart. He's got a 1st down as he crosses the 25. Next week, it's a Fox NFL Sunday doubleheader beginning with the undisputed champion of pregame shows, Fox NFL Sunday. Then Warren Sapp and these Buccaneers take on Brian Urlacher and the Bears in an NFC Central showdown while the Lions host the Vikings. And Brett Favre and the Packers battle Steve McNair and the Titans, plus other regional action. Coverage begins noon Eastern, 9 a.m. Pacific on Fox. Hand off to Stewart. He gets to the 45-yard line. Rondé Barber made the stop after a gain of 19.
And they gashed him again. Second 19-yard run for Stewart today, right behind Tony Semple, the left guard. And inside, Eric Beverly do a good job of taking Sapp and Simeon Rice inside. Two good runs in a row for Stewart, and that really helps out the young rookie quarterback when you can get a big chunky yard like that without having to throw it.
From their own 45, why not? They go right back to Stewart. He gets back to the line of scrimmage. Nate Webster made the hit for Tampa Bay.
We were talking to Tony Semple, the left guard, and just a guy that sort of embodies, I think, the type of guy Matt Millen, Marty Morningway wants in Detroit. Kind of a self-made guy. In this league, not a high draft pick, but he's beaten out the #1 draft pick, Stockard McDougal. He can't get on the field, and he's a thinking man's game. He was telling us yesterday what Tampa Bay has to do in order to beat us, how they're going to defend us, thinking ahead to how this game would play out.
Tampa Bay with a 4-man rush. Throw is complete over the middle to Sloan, the tight end. He's 2 yards shy of a first down.
We asked McMahon, you know, who he idolized growing up. He grew up in Pittsburgh, Western Pennsylvania, went to North Allegheny High School, and we thought maybe it was Montana or Marino or Joe Namath, one of those Western PA guys. No, it was Steve Young, and he wears number 8. Always admired the way that he was able to get outside the pocket, make plays.
Has that linebacker mentality for a quarterback like Jim McMahon had. 3rd down and 2. Stewart. First down, Detroit. Al Singleton made the stop, but it was too late. And a fresh set of downs for the Lions.
And this has been tough on James Stewart this year because he's been a workhorse back. He carried the ball the second most amount of times of any back in the NFC a year ago. And he doesn't get those kind of carries. I mean, he carried it 29 times here last year, where the Lions won 28-14 and they wore Tampa Bay down. Most he's carried it this season is only 17.
Looked like a little smile on the face of Marty Morningway. Down by a point. Throw is complete. Johnny Morton with a catch, and that's another Detroit first down.
Get the feeling here, Joe, that the kid's getting even more confidence as this game goes along because he's looking over the middle of the field here. And then he doesn't see it, and he comes back to the edge. Little job of looking off the receiver and then coming back to Johnny Morton. Tampa Bay will give you a little bit because they don't normally play their corners up tight. They like to lay off.
First down, quick throw. The catch is made. What a catch by Johnny Morton. He got it to the Tampa Bay 25, and now coming up from behind, they're going to call this an incomplete pass. Initially ruled a catch. One official overruled by another. And it's a good call.
Yeah, hit the ground. Got it on the hop. Actually just came right through the breadbasket of Johnny Morton. He threw it low away from the defender. Good place to throw it.
Charlie Batch watching his understudy, Mike McMahon. Under center for the 8th time on this drive. He can buy some time. Gonna run. And he hops out of bounds at the 29-yard line.
He's got instincts now because Simeon Rice is coming from his backside, and if he stayed in one position, this was going to be a collision. Here comes Rice on the backside. He can't believe it. But, you know, good quarterbacks that have instincts, they can feel that rush without seeing it. They got a radar screen up there, and he took off at the right time.
Gain of 4 on the play, and we've seen McMahon awfully patient, not taking off when his first option isn't there in the passing game. He's been very patient. 3rd down and 6. Steps up, and he's dropped. Dropped at the 33-yard line. It's 4th down. This would be roughly a 50-yard field goal try if the Lions opt to put Hansen on the field.
He did a pretty good job. I mean, Steve White was kind of hanging there, and you saw Dexter Jackson was spying him. So if he came out of that shoot, Dexter Jackson, the safety, that was his job to sit on him. That was a good job of converging on McMahon that time.
Hansen missed 3 field goal attempts last week. He's trying to make 3 here in Tampa. Be a 50-yard try. Good snap, good hole. Good kick. And Detroit has taken the lead. Jason Hansen has just tied Eddie Murray and Al Del Greco for 4th place in the all-time list with 21 field goals of 50 yards or more. And with that, the 3rd quarter is history. Final play of quarter number 3 is this, a 50-yarder to put the Lions on top. 1 quarter left as they look for their first win. Back after this from your local Fox station.
どこにでもいそうな普通の家族だがパパとママは世界最強のスパイだった
Parents are international spies, but something's gone wrong.
My parents can't be spies. They're not cool enough.
救出作戦に向かうのは2人の子供たち地球を救え世界最強最小の戦士たち
Spy kids.
皆さん、可愛いお子様を朝起きようという気にさせるにはどうすればいいでしょうか。これではなく、こんな音もダメ。そんな時、ライオネルトレイン100周年記念目覚まし時計はいかがでしょう。お子様のプレゼントに最適です。ライオネルトレインアラームクロックは緑の木に本物そっくりのビル、通りを行き交う車や人々など何とも言えないリアル感です。時間になるとベルや汽車、シュッポシュッポという昔懐かしい音で起こしてくれます。アラームボタンをオフにすると汽車は止まります。この商品はかの有名なライオネル100周年特別記念商品です。これさえあればお子様もご機嫌です。こちらの商品は5800円でお届けします。今すぐお電話ください。
いよいよプレーオフシーズンに突入する NFL。 ガオラではプレーオフ出場チームが出揃うウィーク16、17をはじめプレーオフ全試合を放送します。さらにプレーオフシーズンはレギュラーシーズンよりもいち早くお届け、よりリアルタイムに全米の興奮を味わえます。放送はご覧の通り。激闘のプレーオフを制しスーパーボウルに進んでくるチームは果たしてどのチームか。
So far, you have to give rookie quarterback Mike McMahon high marks. First NFL start in this house against this Tampa Bay defense. He and the Lions have been good enough. They lead at 9-7. Hansen, who's 3 for 3 today, kicks it away. First play of the 4th quarter. Murphy to the 20.
Keep playing at the end of the half right now as Tampa Bay, with 5 seconds to go at the 1-yard line of Detroit, gets nothing. Gets no field goal, and they get a bad hook shot is all they could muster.
So not only the ugly pass, but worse than that, the decision-making, a part of Brad Johnson and or the Tampa Bay bench. With 5 seconds left.
I always get the feeling here, Joe, that they're just grabbing at straws. They're just trying to find something that works, but they don't have one thing that does work they can go back to.
Johnson dumps it off, incomplete. Nearly brought down with a sack behind the line of scrimmage. Kelvin Pritchett was there along with Sean Rogers, and this crowd is booing the Buccaneer offense.
Well, they lost 2 games at home this year. They lost to Pittsburgh, they lost to Chicago, and there's just, you know, the mentality here amongst their own players is that they play down to their competition. They go to the Rams in St. Louis, it brings out the best in them. They get an 0-11 Detroit team who's been in every game, and they can't seem to get excited about it.
Johnson 0 for his last 6 with an interception, so they keep it on the ground, and Warrick Dunn is brought down in the backfield.
They're there, grabbing at another straw here, because we've shown today that their best running attack is with Jameel Cook at fullback. And then if you want to put Allstott behind them, that's when they gain their yards. That's when they scored their touchdown. I mean, here it is. They've gained 10 yards and 7 carries without Jameel Cook at the fullback. Pretty good running game with him in there. And now they're in a 3rd down and long where they're forced to throw.
Warrick Dunn, by the way, has 5 carries on the day for a total of 1 yard. 3rd and 11. A stunt up front for Detroit. Big hit by Westbrook. Warrick Dunn with a reception, but it's time for the Buccaneers to punt, and there might be a mutiny on this ship.
Yeah, you kind of get the feeling that the defense, as well as they played, now with, behind and not playing well here in the second half on offense. And the other part is Detroit's let a lot of these kind of games slip away this year. Eventually they're going to stiffen up in the 4th quarter.
Awful punt by Royals. Fair catch and good field position at their own 41 for Detroit. Is this the day? Is week number 13 in this NFL season the lucky week for the Lions? They lead it, and they have the ball back.
淡白に終わってしまって、もう観客の皆さんはある意味ライオンズ戦ですからね、勢いがつくと思ってらっしゃったと。
Brian, there's 0-11, and then there's 0-11.
Yeah.
And this Detroit team, they may be 0-11. This is the 4th time this season they've led in the 4th quarter. And it's well known that of their last 8 losses, they've all been by at the most 8 points.
Yeah, which is a league record. 8 straight losses by 8 or less points. Now, this doesn't look like an 0-11 team when you plug them in on tape and you watch the way they play.
And they have to be really pleased with what they're getting out of Mike McMahon. Fake reverse in the throw. Schlesinger, perfect throw and a 1st down inside the Tampa Bay 30. How about that throw? A little touch on that throw.
Well, not only is it a perfect touch, but you know that he hasn't had a chance to probably work in that play but a couple of times in his life here. Nice fake reverse here to Desmond Howard, who they've already reversed to, so they set it up nice. Stays in the pocket. Oh, just drop that thing in right in the bucket like being at football camp.
32-yard completion. And Detroit has it, leading by 2 at the Tampa Bay 26.
Look at checking off here.
McMahon is feeling it here. Steps up, guns it, incomplete. Morton, the intended receiver. 2nd down. And we'll go back to Los Angeles for a game break with James Brown.
さあ、ここはチャンスです。いいリズム。ライオンズ取りましたら、ここをドドドッと畳みかけないといけません。
そうですね。今のパスでね、リズムね。
2nd down and 10. Quick snap, Stewart. Got a couple. 3rd and 8 now for Detroit. The Lions have 7 second half 1st downs, while the Buccaneers have 1.
Yeah, they've come out here in the second half and they've played good, even though they overcame the onside kick that looked like a bad call in the beginning, but the defense stepped up, and now McMahon here on 3rd down. A chance to hang on to this football and make a play.
The 4th quarter leads that the Lions have lost. They lead here by 2. McMahon, arm was hit as he let go of the football. Incomplete pass, and Hansen will try another field goal.
Yeah, Matt Joyce is in there at left tackle right now for Jeff Backus. Got a little pressure from the backside. Got some intensity in those eyes now. I mean, he's wired up good. He made a change in that line with Backus a little banged up right now. Matt Joyce and they're not doing a good job against Simeon Rice in the backside.
42-yard try for Hansen, who's 3 for 3 today. Again, good snap, good hole. And the kick is good. Jason Hansen, miserable all week after missing 3 at Chicago last week. 4 for 4 today. Is this the first time? 12-7 Lions.
いや本当に多分あの方の今日の運勢はバッチリ、大吉みたいなもんでしょうね。やりますね。でこれでまた
Hanson's 4 for 4 today, 1 for 4 last week, and it's 12-7 Detroit. Lions will tell you, we think we've found every way to lose possible until the next week. How will this end? Murphy from the end zone. Might as well try it. Forced out of bounds at the 24. Tackle made by Jimmy Wyrick. There's a penalty flag on the play. Over on the far sideline near where Murphy was knocked out of bounds.
And the coverage teams of the Lions have been outstanding, not just today, but throughout the season.
Nothing. We have an illegal block from behind, 38. However, he is blocked into making the tackle. There is no flag. First down.
Take a look at the play to the break. Tampa Bay has it. Down by 5.
何もなしということになりましたね。
さあこの後タンパベイバッカニアーズの久々にちょっとリズムのあるオフェンス見てみたいですよね。期待したいもんなんです。
It looks like the rookie's having a pretty good time. Talking to Charlie, who went out last week with a separated shoulder, and the result is that Detroit is dominating the second half right now. Tale of two halves in this game.
That pass is tipped as it left. It was Sean Rogers who got his hands up, and Rogers has been busy today, as has that entire defensive line for Detroit. Been in the backfield more times than not.
Brad holding the ball sometimes too long, and then sometimes the protection's just broken down.
Second down and 10. Keyshawn Johnson, the catch, and then he is brought down immediately. Gain of about 5. And it's third down for Tampa Bay. The Buccaneers have 1 first down this half.
Offensively, you know, I know that sometimes it just, you can't do much without a rhythm. There's no rhythm here in the second half. We've seen that. Part of it is Charles Haley's crew there on the defensive line is getting after Brad Johnson, making him uncomfortable in the pocket.
Third down and 5. A stunt up front. Buccaneers pick it up. That pass is tipped, and it's caught for a Buccaneer first down. Their second of the second half.
Get a little breathing room. And right now, you want to try and get some life, get a little bit of momentum here. The only way you can do that is by making a play here, converting a third down, holding on to the football. But even there, that time the Lions got pressure on Johnson. And the stunts up front is what's really hurting this offensive line, inability to pick those up clean.
On first down, the handoff to Warwick Dunn, who has done nothing today. He got a yard and a half. Chris Claiborne, the middle linebacker, brought him down.
Won't hit the hole. I mean, he's got the turf toe now. Here he is banged up. And I know that they want to get him involved. Now, I played in an offense, Joe, in Dallas when we had 2 Heisman Trophy winners, Herschel Walker and Tony Dorsett, and we could never balance those guys. We were better off with just one. And I know sometimes you got to put the egos outside the door, but Tampa Bay has to make that decision.
Second down and 8. A stunt again, and the catch is made. What a good play defending by Campbell. The catch by Keyshawn Johnson. That's number 88 on the season, a franchise record. Let's go to LA. Game break. Here's JB.
No back judge getting in the way of Joe Horn this week.
Third down and 8. Keyshawn Johnson the catch, but short of a first down. And this has been a terrific day defensively for the Lions.
They've had pressure on Brad Johnson. to the point where they can't throw the ball enough for a first down. They have to get rid of the ball too quickly.
89 catches this season for Keyshawn Johnson. Guy who leads the NFL in receptions, couldn't be more frustrated.
No, but you know what? You get that feeling in the Detroit sideline right now that this is their day, that they're making things happen. They haven't given up a big play.
Royals. Oh, jeez. Punt, pass, and kick kids did better than that at halftime. It rolls dead. Gravity worked on that. It stopped at the 30. So Detroit will take over, leading by 5. First and 10 at their own 30 after a 23-yard punt.
マーク・ロイヤルズって感じですね。さあということでして非常に残念ながらですけどもタンパベイバッカニアーズはいいところを見せれない。
Worst starts in NFL history. The 2001 Detroit Lions on the list. Will's a 1942 Detroit team. Think of Tampa Bay's start. 0-14 their first year, then 0-12 the next year to begin. They lost their first 26 games. Is today the day for the Lions? Schlesinger, the fullback, got a yard. Anthony McFarland, who's had a nice day at the nose tackle position for the Buccaneers, made the stop.
And nobody wants that distinction of being on that list. You know, right now, if you're a Detroit Lion, I mean, I talking to Luther Ellis yesterday and some of the players. I mean, a lot of them involved in charities, getting out there on Christmas right now, and you know, kids are incredibly honest. I mean, they make fun of you. Jay Leno has been on their case for the last 6 weeks. Nobody wants to be the brunt of those jokes.
Look at McMahon changing it up at the line on 2nd down and 9. Whew. Morton threw his hands, but you again get a good idea of the arm strength of McMahon. That's a long throw, and it got there quickly.
That ball sailed now. You know, Marty Morningway had said that, you know, he was there with Brett Favre and in kind of the infancy stage and Jeff Garcia. Watch this ball where it ends up. The ball ends up almost in the stands. It took a hop, and it still had a lot of heat on it.
Detroit 4 out of 12 on 3rd down today. It's 3rd and 9. McMahon airs it out, and he overthrows Morton, but a penalty flag is coming. The Buccaneers will argue that was an uncatchable pass.
That'd be a good argument.
But this is going to be against Tampa Bay here initially. It looks like as the officials get together and the entire traveling party moves inside the Buccaneer 40. There's Sapp calling for it.
Yeah, Sapp even knows the signal.
They may pick up this flag.
McMahon is arguing it. We'd love to see that ball get saved.
Pass interference, nope. 25 defense, automatic first down.
Brian Kelly called for it.
Watch where this ball lands. Yeah. See, this judge here is the one that's going to throw the flag. Wow, that's 6 yards in front of him. It's a judgment call. Can't be reviewed. It can't be overturned.
31-yard penalty. Crowd reacting as they show it on the replay board here in Tampa. And now timeout is called for by Tampa Bay. Just prior to the snap, the Buccaneers called for a timeout. Detroit up 12-7.
ゲームというのは実力以外にその月というものもありますからね、流れと言いますかね、ライオンズに今日は行ってるような気がしますがね。
A lot of arguing going on over that pass interference call against Brian Kelly. To take a look at Tony Dungy, the former quarterback and defensive back, looking at it from both perspectives here. That ball is way beyond catchable. He's looking at it on the big screen.
So while the Buccaneers were arguing, the Lions were getting ready to run another play. And the Bucs weren't ready for the next snap, so they had to burn a timeout. They're left with 2. 7:13 remaining in this game. And McMahon, I mean, at the very least here, they're approaching field goal range.
Yep.
And if they get Hansen on the field, he could make it an 8-point game.
And you get the feeling that the bounces, the calls, going Detroit's way, they're making a lot of the things happen. I get the feeling right now that unless the Tampa Bay defense makes a play, force a fumble and interception, that Detroit here is going to make things happen.
Stewart, big hole. Brought down at the 30. And they are now well within Jason Hansen's field goal range as they lead by 5. Derek Brooks, and said his name all day, he made the stop.
Derek Brooks been very, very quiet in this football game. A lot of the throws have been to the outside away from Brooks. James Stewart has gashed him just enough inside just to keep everybody a little bit honest. Detroit gets to that century mark on that last run by Stewart, who's now out at wide receiver.
The fullback, Schlesinger. Inside the 30, John Lynch made the tackle. 3rd down coming up for the Lions.
What justice would it be if Jason Hansen comes on here and makes a 5th straight field goal after what happened a week ago?
3rd down and 2. McMahon.
There's the speed.
This side of the field. Quarles, what a play. Shelton Quarles saved a 1st down.
And plus, he put him way back in field goal here. You know, this will be about a 51-yard try from this distance. This almost looked like him again on Turkey Day, where maybe a chance to take it in for 2. And just the hesitation there, couldn't get to the corner.
And with this sack, it forces Detroit to punt, and I like this call. If you miss the long field goal, Tampa Bay has great field position outside their own 40.
Jason Hansen this year, about 50% from beyond 50 yards.
Araguz gets off a long punt, and the Buccaneers will have it at their own 20. We already said it. Does this feel like the first time? The 0-11 Detroit Lions turn to the rookie Mike McMahon today. So far, so good. Up by 5 with under 5 to play in Tampa.
Time's running out.
$11 out of 25, 165 yards on the day for McMahon.
No turnovers either.
Allstott over the middle. Bumped ahead for a Tampa Bay 1st down. Barrett Green made the hit.
The only time I think Tampa Bay throws the ball really well and effective is when they are behind and they got to come back. All Tampa Bay fans here will remember that comeback against the Bears that fell short, but they threw the ball very well in that game.
Low snap out of the shotgun. The throw is behind Johnson, and he was lucky just to get a hand on it. 43 passing attempts today for Brad Johnson. And the bad news under Tony Dungy, the Buccaneers are 0-9 when their quarterback throws 40 or more times.
And the only reason why they're doing that is because the running game hasn't been effective. And it goes right into what Tony Dungy said. We need more balance on our offense. They didn't get it today.
Dunn and Allstott both in the lineup for Tampa Bay. Johnson airs it out. And well defended by Wyrick. No flag as Wyrick was back to make the defensive play on Jaquez Green.
Second huge play by Jimmy Wyrick, who came off the bench today after Terry Fair was injured. Remember, he defended Keyshawn Johnson in the end zone and kept them out of the end zone before the half, and now that play there.
Johnson, as we said earlier, not much of a deep threat.
Well, he's not fast. He's a long strider, but he doesn't have great burst.
3rd down and 10. Over the middle, Keyshawn Johnson, 1st down.
Working on the outside. Watch. I mean, it's just a long strider. It's not speed, but he knows where the soft spot in the zone is. Got between Westbrook and Schultz.
Under 4 minutes to play. 1st down for Tampa Bay, and Johnson throws it away. And they're going to throw a flag, and they should. There was not a receiver in the area, and Johnson was well within the pocket.
That's it. That's right. Just trying to dump that football. I don't know where the safety valve is tonight.
Intentional grounding. Number 14 in the offense. 10 yards. Loss of down. 2nd down.
Again, James Hall coming in here from the outside, gets the pressure. And he's having a heck of a day. The best day as a pro for James Hall here today. Finally starting to get healthy, but a guy that the Lions believe in. 2nd-year player, a young kid at the University of Michigan, made the team as a rookie a year ago. But they believe, and as does Charles Haley, the defensive line pass rush specialist, believes he could be a factor in this league. On the outside, standing up this time.
2nd down and 20. Green overthrown. 3rd and 20.
Under 4 minutes to go here. Tampa Bay with their backs against the wall on 3rd and 10, and Brad Johnson's taking a beating. Tony Dungy has said for years that he thinks this team just plays their best football when their backs are to the wall. You're looking at a playoff situation right now that may just completely disappear if they can't pull this out.
3rd down and 20. Plenty of time. Wide open Johnson, what a catch. Short of a 1st down, but they're inside Detroit territory, and we'll see if the Buccaneers will go for it on 4th down. Definitely a decision to be made, and the decision for Tampa Bay, they're going to go for it.
I would punt it right now. With 3:20 to go, I'd put my defense out there one more time. You got a rookie quarterback on the other side.
But the Buccaneers will try it on 4th and 5. Wow, caught. Allstott, 1st down. Wow, what a throw.
I saw Sapp just go on the sidelines, throw his hands in the air, because that was a tight stick throw with pressure, 4th down situation, and not a lot of room to get this in.
Krewalt with the coverage, now on 1st down, underneath, done. Another 1st down. Just shy of the Detroit 30, and the Lions have to be thinking, here we go again. Tampa Bay, however, has to get into the end zone. Down by 5. Johnson will take the sack. James Hall again.
Hallmark day. Hallmark day. Not allowing Brad Johnson to get any breathing room stepping up into the pocket.
So the sack by James Hall. A loss of 3.5. 2nd down when we come back. It's the 2-minute warning.
工具がたくさんありすぎてドライバーがなかなか見つからない。今度は大きさがぴったりのスパナやソケットがない。でも一度に整理できる道具箱は重くて持ち運びに面倒。そこで出ましたベリマーク社の新製品ツールマン。これ1本でここにある全てが揃う優れもの。ご覧のように親指1本で 8mm から 19mm のボルトナットに合うレンチに 普通のスパナとは違いツールマンは3箇所を固定。しっかり固定するだけではなく、こんなに壊れたナットでも問題なし。調節自在なのでいろいろな用途にお使いいただけます。これだけではありません。頭の部分を90度回せばハンマーに早変わり。これは便利。なんとドライバーにもなるんです。持ち手のユニークな収納箇所にプラスマイナスのヘッドが各2個ずつ。固く締めたい時にはハンマーヘッドを回して力強く締め付けられます。機能的なデザインと高品質。たった1本でナットの締め付けから釘打ちまでこなしてしまうツールマンにドライバーヘッド4個付きでなんと4980円とお手頃です。しかも今回はソケット9本までサービス。ストレートやラピッドソケットドライバーとして、またソケットレンチとしても使えます。さらにまだあります。便利な携帯用ポーチもプレゼント。ご覧の工具全てが揃ったツールマンに小さくて便利なラチェットドライバーとミニライトも特別にお付けして驚きの4980円4980円と大変お買い得。お申し込みは0120の666の666 0120の後6すぐどうぞ。
The Lions huffing and puffing, hoping this will be the game. Tampa Bay with 2 minutes left, down by 5, 2 timeouts left.
They need to find the end zone to win.
Second down and 13. Johnson in trouble, flushed out. He'll run, stay in bounds, and he's brought down near the 25 by Tommy Bennett.
I don't agree with Detroit just did that time. They only rushed 3. They've been getting great pressure on Brad Johnson rushing 4, but they dropped 8 into coverage.
Johnson got 8. It's 3rd and 5. 2 downs to get 5 yards. Blitz coming. Dumped off to Dunn. Brought down behind the line of scrimmage, and another 4th down to be faced by the Buccaneers, and they will spend one of their 2 remaining timeouts.
They haven't been able to block James Hall all second half here. Coming at the bottom of the screen, they don't even block him. I mean, in that setup there, they just let him go. Comes free. And again, Tampa Bay faced with a desperate situation on 4th down. They converted the last one on a great throw to Allstott. Allstott.
So it's 4th and 8, a loss of 3 on that last play. Brad Johnson on this drive, 6 out of 10. You remember at the end of the first half with 5 seconds remaining, 1 timeout left. The Buccaneers decided to try one more play from scrimmage and got nothing instead of, at worst, a field goal. That's the difference now between having to get into the end zone here down by 5 or running Martin Grammatico on the field to try to put the Buccaneers on top. Tampa Bay has got to get into the end zone right now. They have to get a 1st down, 4th and 8. Over the middle, Keyshawn Johnson. Who else would you go to? 1st down.
Well, you'd go to Keyshawn in that situation, and then you'd go right back to him into the end zone. Let him go break the string of 90-plus catches this year without one.
15-yard completion. It's 1st down. Big pressure in the air and just out of the reach. Tommy Bennett made the hit, and there's James Hall, who could not come down with the interception.
Yeah, one protection breakdown after another. This time Tommy Bennett comes free. Right off the edge, right between the guard and tackle. Coleman and Wunsch. But James Hall just needs a few longer fingers. This one keeps the drive alive. The play before to Keyshawn.
15th play of the drive. It's 2nd down and 10. Pressure. Johnson hit. It is caught! Caught by Keyshawn Johnson. Oh, what a catch! What a time for his first of the year.
In the biggest moment when the season was on the line, on the brink, Keyshawn over the top. Who else to look for? He likes the spotlight, he likes the tension, and he likes the big spot.
13-yard reception. First touchdown of the season. And he went over the top of little Jimmy Wyrick. That's where 6'4", 212 can get up over 5'9", 179.
Wyrick, who's played great in relief of Terry Fair, can't do a lot more. He's in perfect position, and Keyshawn said we need to be more aggressive on offense going to the end zone, and he displayed the aggressiveness.
Well, the Detroit Lions will tell you, we have found every way to lose. Again, until the next week. Tampa Bay spent their final timeout to talk about this two-point conversion try. Tampa Bay 1 for 1 trying two-point conversions. It was all stopped the first time. It's all stopped this time. And it's a 3-point Tampa Bay lead with 45 seconds left. A 10-catch day for Keyshawn Johnson. But look at that last number. 1 touchdown. His first of the year. All-stat in for 2 more. Tampa Bay up by 3.
こんなことになるとは思いませんで、ライオンズファンの方はいよいよというふうに今シーズン浜田さんにだまくさかれて。
Keyshawn Johnson, the NFL record of most catches without a touchdown, has a 10-catch day. A 13-yarder from Brad Johnson, and Brad Johnson did not have a good day until that final drive, and boy did he make a couple of huge 4th down completions and then the touchdown throw.
And you got to give him credit, because with his backs against the wall on one 4th down or another on that last drive, he made huge throws. And then Keyshawn, the biggest catch he's made all season long.
93 catches on the season for Keyshawn Johnson. Took him until his 93rd to get into the end zone with the football in his hands.
Desmond Howard's had a number of good returns today.
He gets a chance here. He lost the football. Tampa Bay recovers. And that'll do it. Rondé Barber comes away with it for the Buccaneers. Head shaking going on each sideline.
Detroit can't believe that they've lost another game in this fashion. And Tampa Bay, again, it was...
be reviewed for the fumble.
They're going to review it to see if Howard was down before the ball popped out.
Now Marty's got to take it. Well, it's not from the sideline. This is from the booth in the final 2 minutes.
The ruling on the field is fumble.
That ball's out. Tampa Bay gets their first turnover. And Tampa Bay gets their first 3-game win streak of the season. And the playoff march continues, and it was a struggle.
So the Buccaneers, who during Dungy's tenure, during the month of December, are 10-1 coming in here at home, may go to 11-1 here at home in December under Dungy, thanks to 3 huge plays. We'll show you 2 of them. Keyshawn Johnson on 4th down to set up the touchdown.
It was a double dose of Johnson and Johnson. That's the first one on 4th down to get him field position a little closer to the end zone, just to close it up here with an incredible acrobatic act going over Jimmy Wyrick, squeezing it into his body and finding the end zone for the first time all year. And Johnson gave him just enough air under the ball to go make that play.
A 93 catch weight for Keyshawn Johnson. And that last grab, it appears, has given the Buccaneers their 7th win of the season.
Quite a week for Keyshawn. Opened up a new restaurant in Tampa this week, Profusion. And I think right now, that was a contusion to the Detroit Lions.
Now we get the ruling on the field.
After reviewing the play, the ball comes loose before the runner is down. It is a fumble.
And the Lions are going to take a timeout. Marty Mornway calling for a timeout. And now they will not take one, and it's time for Tampa Bay to kneel down on the football. They hand to Allstott.
You know, for the Lions, we're going to lose in another fashion the way that things keep happening each week. They can't overshadow, I think, the play of Mike McMahon, what he was able to do out there today.
Lions take their first time out here in the second half with 29 seconds remaining. Gain of 5 by Allstott. 2nd down and 5. It has been an excruciating ride through his first season as an NFL head coach for Marty Morningway. These players, you got to give Morningway credit for keeping these players in it, involved, trying week after week. And they are on the verge of going to 0-12.
It's a testimony to the players. I've been on a 1-15 team where the wheels would fall off early. But here they are hitting right to the end.
And that first down will seal it. The Lions will take their 2nd timeout, but now with a fresh set of downs. It's officially kneel down time. Green Bay has defeated Chicago. So the Packers now lead the Central Division with a record of 9-3, but they've defeated the Bears twice this season. Philadelphia, the Eastern Division leader, at 7-4. St. Louis at 9-2. They're still playing at home against San Francisco and at last report winning big.
And Tampa Bay plays their final away game next week in Chicago, where they could close the gap a little further with the win.
So the Buccaneers will go to 7-5 with a win here today. And let's talk about Mike McMahon before we say goodbye. I think this was an impressive,
it was a tough
rookie
situation.
Debut as a starter.
No doubt about it. On the road in Tampa against a very good defense. He protected the ball well. He made a number of big plays today. Kept his team in it right to the end.
The Lions will leave a timeout up on the board. And McMahon will end his day 11 of 25 for 165 yards. Meanwhile, Tampa Bay comes roaring back, thanks in large part to the arm of Brad Johnson and the hands of Keyshawn Johnson. It's a 15-12 Tampa Bay victory. Detroit dominating the second half until the final drive. We'll send you to St. Louis for the conclusion of the 49ers and Rams. A thriller here in Tampa Bay. The Lions are 0-12. The Buccaneers marching on. They've won 3 in a row. They're 7-5. So long.